Hello. In my first class with you today, I explained to you the rationale of liberal studies pedagogy. I explained the Greek wisdom of combining logic, ethics, and aesthetics, and Indian tradition of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram to suggest that a pursuit of knowledge cannot be monodimensional. I explain words like disciplinary, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. I emphasized on the graduate attributes. I gave an example of Michael Polanyi, the Hungarian mathematician, who defined tacit knowledge with example of hammer and nail. Combination of primary awareness and subsidiary awareness combined paves way to transdisciplinary knowledge. I also explain the course units and course outcomes. We want to treat leadership in broader social political setup and our roles as citizens for our country as well as global citizens. I talked about Drake's equation regarding the probability of interstellar communication and the vastness of the universe. I started the presentation with Carl Sagan's words on pale blue dot and explained how in our conceit we have destroyed the world and how futile our egos are and how we need to save the only planet known to harbor life. We discussed human life as is comprised between B for birth and D for death and how C for choice in between defines our life. I presented Rubai by Zafar Gorakhpuri and debated that money, fame, physical power for basic survival are okay, but not the end purpose. I am happy how this poem generated lot of intelligent questions and comments from you. Keep it up. I gave an example of an elephant who is conditioned from young age and is tied with a rope that it can break any day, any time, but keeps on believing that bondage is eternal. At the end of my class, an example was given from your side about how high one can jump, but how our conditioned outlook prevents us. Through chaos theory and butterfly syndrome, we discussed how we can collectively bring positive change. We debated on the judicious use of social media and we also at length discussed stereotyping that happens. I talked about a poem, Who Are You by Sundara Ramaswamy. We also discussed how we can be the change agents if others are not. Because of time constraint, I could not take all questions, but we would begin our next session with that. We discussed through Guru Gopal Das clip of hand pump the decision dilemma and how hope should guide us forward. We discussed concept of individual freedom versus responsibility to the world. We also discussed the metaphor of potato and egg and coffee beans and debated how our reaction to adversity can define who we are. I was asked question on importance of money as a motivating factor or for survival. I said that earning money per se is not bad, but the use of the money matters also. I concluded the presentation with the story of Sukanya and Chavan Rishi. I recommended a documentary, How Dark is Your Chocolate? An article, Is There a Child in Your Chocolate? I recommended a book, Contact by Carl Sagan, and also the movie with the same name. Your enthusiasm was contagious, and I thank you for your active participation. After every lecture, I will recap like this. Let's learn together.